Yes, yes.
Sir, good evening, everyone. Today, we all have gathered here to condole the sad demise of our four beloved SCBA members, namely late Aneep Sanchite, senior advocate, late M.A. Krishnamurthy sir, late MP Shorwala sir, and late Anuradha Dubey Mishra. Now, I would request Mr. Vikas Singh, our Honorable President, Supreme Court Bar Association, to speak few words for the departed souls.
We have assembled here today to pay our respectful homage to four of our distinguished colleagues who have left us very untimely. It's always a difficult task to bereave people who leave us at their peak of their career and at the while they are still blooming with full of life. Before I talk about four of them, I'll request Prashant, our E-committee convener, to play a small video to show about the four of them.
Progress.
It's taking time. Just a
As friends, you would have all seen the first video is of our very dear Aneep Sachde, who left for his heavenly abode in the recent past, battling COVID. So Aneep was born in New Delhi and he did his schooling from St. Columbus. And thereafter, he did his college from Sri Ram College of Commerce in 1975 and law from Government Law College, Mumbai in 1979. Aneep thereafter enrolled with the Bar Council of Delhi in their 1979 and started his practice in Supreme Court of India under the guidance and mentorship of his father, late Mr. R.N. Sachde, a senior advocate himself. He became an AOR in 1984. He has been the standing counsel for the state of Gujarat from 92 to 95, arguing counsel for the state of West Bengal from 2001 to 2013, standing counsel for the state of West Bengal from 2013 to 15 in the Supreme Court of India. He participated and conducted international arbitration cases in London, Zurich, Geneva, and Paris held by the International Court of Arbitration, IIC Paris. He has been closely associated in cases in the Supreme Court of India and various high courts with law officers and senior advocates like Mr. Nariman, Mr. Sibal, Mr. Dipankar Gupta, Mr. Chidambaram, Mr. Salve, Mr. Arun Jaitley. Apart from being briefed by him, was also a very, very dear friend of Aneep. And I remember attending the wedding celebration of Aneep at the residence of Mr. Jaitley. In the year 2019, Supreme Court designated Aneep as a senior advocate. He got married in the year 1986 to Ritu Sachde and was blessed with a daughter Riya in 1993, who is also a member of the bar and practicing in the Supreme Court of India. The family was fortunate to have had their daughter married in 2019 to Mr. Chaitanya Singh, who also happens to be a brother advocate, and both have together taken up over Mr. Sachde's practice. Mr. Sachde succumbed to his one-year-long battle with liver illness, along with having contracted COVID-19 in his last days. He passed away on 26/4/2021 at his residence in New Delhi at the age of 64, leaving behind his wife and daughter, and of course, all his friends and colleagues at the bar, to whom he was very, very dear. Mr. Chinnaswamy was born in 1956 and he died on 5th of May 2021. Mr. Chinnaswamy was born in Tamil Nadu on 1st of March 1947, and he studied in Ooty and did his graduation in BSc Chemistry in St. Joseph College, Ooty. After graduation, he joined Madras Law College. Further, through UPSC examination, he was selected and posted as section officer at the Ministry of Petroleum and Chemicals. He discontinued his studies and joined the ministry as a section officer. Thereafter, he joined the Evening Law College in Delhi University and did his LLB and LLM. After completion of LLM, his love to the profession of law brought him back to the legal field, and he resigned the post and enrolled as an advocate on record in the Delhi Bar Council in the year 1979 and became an advocate on record in the Supreme Court in 1983. After enrollment, he joined the office of late M.K. Ramamurthy, senior advocate. He was with Mr. M.K. Ramamurthy for a long time till his demise. He specialized in the field of labor law and service matters, and he did PIL matters. He became standing counsel for the state of Tamil Nadu for 5 years. He filed and appeared in several landmark cases reported. He got married, and his only son is also now practicing an advocate record of this court. He suffered a stroke and recovered quickly and practiced till 2019. He was unwell for 6 months and passed away due to heart attack on 5th of May 2021. Mr. M.P. Shorawala was born on 14/11/1947 in a Paras and Rajasthani family which begins from Deoda Rampur Kethadi in the district of Jhunjhunu. From the beginning, his ancestors were very affluent. His grandfather, Sri Badri Prasad, was a very pious man. Due to lack of water in Rajasthan and because of other problems, he made up his mind to settle down in Krishna Janmabhoomi, Mathura. He was very intelligent since his childhood and in studies. He has completed his master's degree at the age of 23, and he had done MA English and Literature and MCom and LLB. He was a very jovial and soft-spoken person. He was very kind-hearted, and he believed in helping the needy. He donated money to educate poor children. He used to help everyone, whoever came in contact with him. He was a member of the Rotary Club and the Agrawal Shiksha Mandal, and attended meetings to give his suggestions on behalf of the poor, on behalf of the poor children, to educate them. He has given his contribution in renovation of Narayana School and Moksha Dham and in many other social activities. He was very sincere and hardworking. He used to work late nights, get ready for his court, even at the end, and used to be fit for his daily routine. He was a very loving and caring husband. His wife's name was late Srimati Rekha Shorawala, who predeceased him, and has one daughter named Saloni. The next bereavement we are condoling today is of late Anuradha Dubey Mishra. Anuradha Mishra was born on 27/5/65. Her husband is a very well-known and a prominent advocate, senior advocate with us, Shri Ajay Kumar Mishra, who is the AAG UP in Supreme Court of India. Madam Anuradha completed her BA from Delhi University and subsequently completed her LLB from Chaudhary Charan Singh University, Meerut, and enrolled in the Delhi Bar Council in the year 2009. She has started her own law firm as Anuradha and Associates, registered with the Supreme Court of India in the year 2012, and was a partner herself. She was a very spiritual soul and a keen writer about Hindu Vedic texts. She has blessed the family by writing a book about her Guru Shri Gorakhnath Ji Maharaj, called the Chal Man Gorakhpath. He passed away on 3rd of May 2021 in a hospital in Prayagraj after battling COVID-19 in the second wave, during which we lost a large number of our colleagues. She battled for 10 days before succumbing to the COVID-19. She left behind a family of 4, eldest daughter settled in Australia and 2 sons settled in India. We pray for all the 4 departed souls, and we pray to the Almighty to give the family of the 4 distinguished colleagues the strength to bear this loss. Our respectful homage to the departed souls. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would request Mr. Pradeep Rai, Honorable President, Supreme Court Bar Association, to speak few words for the departed souls.
Today, we have assembled to mourn the death of our 4 colleagues. Our senior advocate, late Anip Sisde sir, M.A. Krishnamurthy sir. By mistake, we are sorry that we mentioned about Mr. Chinnaswamy. He is there, he has joined and he is hearing us. Mr. Jogeshwaran sir, we are thankful that you corrected us. Mr. MP Sorawala ji and Anuradha Dubey Mishra. My interaction with the Honorable Anip Sisde sir was when he was the chairman of the sports committee. He has organized very good cricket matches. He had organized, he has taken personal interest in hiring the canteen, hiring this facilities at the sports ground. He was such a person that he always used to say that you may be very good professional, you may be very good doctor, you may be very good engineer, but the thing matter, that is whether you are a good human being. He used to celebrate even a smallest thing, even if if one event was successful, he used to celebrate. He used to say that unless you celebrate, you will not understand the importance of small things. I knew him closely because of his daughter Riya Sachde and Anjali Chauhan, who was executive member with us in our 2018-19. She used to talk a lot about him, and she was really like his family member. I remember one incident when she used to come to court every day in the pregnancy at the advanced stage. He used to say, "See, Jhansi Ki Rani, don't listen to anyone. If you want to come, you must come." He had produced many known advocates, judges, like I remember C.D. Singh ji, Justice C.D. Singh, he used to work with him. I remember Meenakshi Arora ji, she used to work with him, and Mohit Paul, who was the AOR, he was also associated with his office. So this kind of, he was such a kind of person that he always, whenever he used to meet me, he used to hug me and always used to say that, you see, you have to celebrate. You celebrate. You don't just. We had lost one election at that time. Also, he told me that you see, winning and losing is not important. The important is whether you celebrate it. So this is really a greatest loss for us. I condole his death, and Madam Ritu Seste and Ria is there, and granddaughter Anna. I remember all of you, and I actually I pay my sincere condolences to him. Mr. M.A. Krishnamurti ji was actually, he was also a very senior man. He used to smile and greet everyone. If anybody wants to ask him anything, he used to guide them. That was a great quality about him. Many things have been there, but there may be many great lawyers, many good persons, but we miss those kind of persons who always treated junior young and younger members of the bar as friends.
Yes.
MP Sorawala sir, also he was a senior man. He was enrolled in 1968. I personally, I feel that this time was actually 1.5 years was there, and in those days we missed many of our colleagues. We always say that corridors are not going to be the same. Even now, today, when there was a host ceremony, there was a film being shown in which the court corridors being shown. At least 7 of them I counted. They are not with us. I actually, we don't have words to express our grief and our, actually, we don't have any words to say that what to say in those circumstances. Sometimes this is the wish and will of the God. God wanted them more than us, and God has taken them away. But I am not good in these kind of programs, but actually, only thing we can say that we are with the family. Anuradha Dubey ji was wife of our dear friend Ajay Mishra ji. Ajay Mishra ji is additional Advocate General of State of UP. He has a good connection with Gorakhpur, and same, we also have the similar connection from that area. That ma'am used to come almost every day in the court, and she was a great strength for the family. Her eldest daughter is settled in Australia. 2 sons are here. But I simply say that every day, whenever we offer this kind of condolence, we feel that if they were with us, it was a great occasion. We will keep missing them, and we offer our full support to the family. We offer whatever as an organization or as an individual we can do. We are willing to do that. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you for.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would request the family and the friends of the departed souls to speak. The first, I would request Mr. Mukul Rohgi, sir, to speak for Aneep, sir.
I am still grappling with the fact that our friends whom you have now mentioned, whether it is Sachde, Krishnamurti, Anuradha, Shorawala, are not amongst us. COVID has taken a very heavy toll, not only amongst the people in the country, but amongst our friends and in this profession. This second wave was disastrous. There are many other lawyers who have also passed away. But I would like to say that people with whom we rubbed our shoulders every day in the courts, they are no more. It seems to be a case of needless deaths for no rhyme or reason, merely because the authorities could not provide proper hospitalization or drugs, that this has happened. But as you know, time is not a respecter of people. Things happen, time must go on. The wheels of time must move on. Our best sympathies and our heartfelt sympathies with all those who have passed away and their families, and especially Mr. Mishra, who I see on the screen. I remember his wife also walking around in the court. And Mishra is a regular practitioner in the court. We have often worked together, opposed each other. If I was near him, I would have patted his back, but unfortunately, we are on a screen and therefore we have to carry on as they are. Now, a few words about my friend Anip. I first met him in college in Bombay, where we were doing law with Karan Jawala, three of us. A great bond of friendship grew from the year 1975, which continued unabated and became extremely close as we entered the profession. And then we grew in practice, in stature, etc., etc. Our families grew. The children were known to each other. He was a happily married man. His wife Ritu was always inseparable. Their only daughter, Ria, was the apple of their eye. She just got married 2 years ago. She's had a child recently. And it's unfortunate that Anip could not enjoy the benefits of being a grandfather. Such was the cruel twist of fate. He was battling other diseases, but finally COVID got to him. And it was a horrifying sight that in the middle of the second wave, we could not even reach out to lend a helping hand or even carry the dead body or console his wife and daughter. Such was the helplessness which we have all experienced in some form or the other with friends and relatives. A person passing away in today's times, whether a man or a woman, whether a professional or otherwise, at the ages of 64, 65, 66 is really no age. When life expectancy for normal people in this country who are not suffering from malnutrition or diseases is broadly till the age of 85. At least 20 years have been snatched from the family of all the four persons we have mentioned today. My heart goes out to their relatives and family. And I am sure that SCBA would take steps to provide succor and help to those who needed it. There are probably the ones, the names you mentioned, they do not need any financial aid. But there may be others who would need financial aid. And in the past, some drive did take place, and I remember contributing money. But if some other things are required to be done, I am sure Vikas and Pradeep Rai will take the lead and ask people to contribute whatever they might, small or big, so that if we can wipe one tear from the eye of somebody in the family, we should be remembered for that. Thank you very much, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on this solemn time and remember our friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Mukul,
speaking your heart out.
thank you, Mukul. That was very nice of you to have contributed to the Supreme Court Bar Association. Your money has been very benefited, a lot of our people who were in need, as you rightly said, and we have tried to, give an extra grant to them, also to our members who have been out of work, and we have tried to give them also something. So we thank you from the core of our hearts for your contribution to the SCB.
Now I would request Beena Gupta ma'am to speak for Anip sir.
Start Shiro.
Is Mukul sir still on?
Beena Gupta ma'am, is she there? No.
She was there. She was online. I saw her.
Till the time I request Riyan sir Riyan Karanjwala, sir, to speak for Aneep, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
You go first. That's Beena.
Okay, okay. All right. Thank you.
Uh,
Ryan, if you want, you can speak first. You want? Okay, I'll just take 2 minutes. Very sorry, as Mukul said, you know, he was a very dear friend. Tony, as we knew him lovingly, and he was also called Bacha. One of our dear friends had nicknamed him Bacha Gazdar after the matter. You know, there was a case CIT versus Bacha Gazdar. So he was very fondly called Tony or Bacha. He was my first friend in this profession when I joined Khaitan and Company in 1978. He was already there and he really helped me settle down in the firm, though he left after 1 year. He was, as Vikas had said, he did his law from Government Law College, Bombay, along with Ryan and Mukul. In fact, I met Mukul and Ryan because of Tony. We became very close friends, and I was introduced to them because of Tony. And Tony left Khaitan and Company after 1 year. And even then, you know, because we had just joined after college, the friendship was very college type of friendship. We used to do matters together and even studied for the AOR exam together. And Tony was a very dear friend, very you know, one of those chaps who nobody would say anything bad about. He was one of those universally liked guys, very decent, very helpful. And it's such a loss that now, when everything was going so well, that he had to leave all of us. I'm glad that, you know, he could settle down his daughter. Just 2 years, he was in fact wondering why is she getting married, she's so young. But I think so in retrospect, it's a good thing. I'm also very happy for him that he got designated just before he left us. And of course, the vacuum that he's left us in our, you know, the friends, our circle, that can never be filled. That's all. And my condolences to the family, Ritu and Ria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would request Riyan, sir, to speak for Aneep, sir.
members of the Supreme Court Bar Association, and friends of the departed souls. When I go back memory lane, I realize that I first met Tony, Anip as he was Christian, Tony as he was called, in the 10th standard of Columbus School. And thereafter, we followed each other institution-wise. From Columbus, both of us joined SRCC, and from there, we both went to government law. Whereas Mukul and Beena have earlier pointed out, Mukul, I, and Tony became a sort of a triumvirate. We then, after finishing law, came back to Delhi. Tony joined Khaitan's, Mukul joined Justice Billu, then Billu Sabharwal. I joined Parekh and Company, and our friendship continued. Because of Tony having met Rajiv Nair and Beena in Khaitan's, he inducted them into the group, and Arun joined being a friend of mine also. And we were a group of 6 who used to meet with great regularity for lunch every Saturday and shared the closest of friendships. One would have thought that, being in the star company of people like Arun, Mukul, and Rajiv, Tony would have been overshadowed, but never. He was always very perceptive in what he had to say. He was always very mature in his reactions. And in fact, I remember on several occasions, in fact, the last time I had dinner with him just before the COVID, he sort of took me aside and I got a mild scolding for shooting my mouth off on something or the other. So Tony was a person with a considerable amount of gravitas. And as Beena has already pointed out to you, after he left Khaitan's, he joined his father, slowly participated in his father's practice, and then took it over. And he took it to fairly great heights. They had a large practice, they had a large amount of public sectors at different points of time. He was the standing counsel for both the government of Gujarat and the government of West Bengal. And ultimately, he was designated in the year 2019, which was an old dream of his. He had 2 dreams. One was, of course, the designation. The other was to see his daughter, who was the apple of his and Ritu's eye, well settled in life. And fortunately, just before he moved on, Ritu got married, and Tony was lucky enough to at least see his first grandchild. As a friend, he was a very good and deep friend. He was universally, as both Mukul and Beena have pointed out, he was universally liked by all because he was very congenial as a person, never backbiting, and generally given to bonhomie and affection. He's a person we will miss deeply. It's tragic that our group lost two of our close friends, Arun and Anip, in the course of almost 1 or 2 years. And Tony's life was particularly, both went ultimately because of the same disease, cancer, though Tony's complications got further aggravated because of COVID. We'll miss them, as we surely will, but all of us are here to give strength and support to Ritu and Ria and all members of our friends' families. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Riyan sir. Now I would request daughter of Aneep sir, Ria Sachde, to speak.
Hello, everyone. Hello, I am Ria, the daughter of late Mr. Anip Sachde. So I want to start off by thanking each one of you for joining us virtually today to celebrate my father's beautiful life. This is both the hardest and the easiest thing that I've ever penned down. The hardest for obvious reasons, and the easiest because I could spend the rest of my life writing about my dad's kindness, warmth, and genuine essence, and it would never still be enough. I hold my father on a very, very high pedestal, one he would humbly claim he does not deserve, but one I can assure you he has built for himself over these years, pieced together with memories of bedtime reading, umpteen number of vacations together, eating out. Oh, how much he was fond of his food. If you know, you know. All things of which he could not get enough. It is that notion of enough that comforts me today. Because I know I could spend 500 years with my dad and it still wouldn't feel like enough. And that's when God intervenes. Enough, he says, time to come home to me. I have always admired him for his love and commitment towards my mother, and not just marital commitment. He was committed to making her happy. If it was important to her, it became important to him. They were happily married for about 34 years, and during his last days, his only concern was for my mom's well-being and not for his own impeding mortality. Dad was always busy, a man in constant motion, but never too busy to share his love of life with those around him. He could relate to people from all walks of life. He was an empathetic man. He valued character over pedigree, and he was no cynic. He looked for the good in each and every person, and usually he did find it. He taught me what it means to be a supportive husband, wonderful father, and a doting grandfather. He was firm in his principles, supportive as I began my journey in law. He encouraged and comforted me, but never steered. I tested his patience. I know I did test it quite often, but he always responded with the great gift of unconditional love always. And as we know, he was a successful lawyer. He was designated as a senior advocate from the Supreme Court of India in 2019. He was absolutely loved by all his peers, all his friends. He has definitely left a void that cannot be filled with time. It's been extremely overwhelming to have received hundreds and thousands of messages for him. And he always loved to please. He was rarely, if ever critical of people. He didn't have an unkind bone in his body. And I measure his life in the warehouse of photographs, movies, soundtracks that he leaves behind. I measure it in the size of his hands. What I remember most about my father is his hands. Because from my earliest age, he held my hand in his and we discovered the world together. And speaking of me and my emotions, I am an emotional person, but I don't show it to the world. I like to keep it bottled up. I don't know from where am I getting this immense courage and strength to be able to face this loss. I know it deep down that he is around me and shall forever guide me in facing the trials and tribulations of this life that I'm to lead. Dad, you have gone to a place that won't be within my reach, but I will join you someday, and I will look forward to that time when we can take those very long walks together forever and ever. I take comfort in the fact I know that he was at peace within himself when he passed away, and most importantly, pain free for probably the first time in one full year. And I feel so grateful to have had as much time with my father as I did. I miss him so much, and I will forever remember having the most incredible dad until we meet again. I love you, Dad. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Riya, for speaking your heart out. Now I would request Chaitanya Singh, son-in-law of Aneep sir, to speak for sir.
Very good evening, everyone. This is my tribute to my father-in-law, late Mr. Aneep Sachde, or how Beena ma'am just mentioned, how we fondly referred to him as Tony Uncle. Tony Uncle was one of the most noble souls that I have ever come across in my life. The most humble person, most down-to-earth person. I was not fortunate enough to have been able to spend a lot of time with him, but whatever little time I was lucky enough to have spent with him, he was a guiding light. He was always, encouraging, always, trying to help us, push us. It was like he was like a father figure to me, and losing him is one of the biggest losses of our lives, and a gap that cannot be filled. We will always miss him, and we hope that he is happy wherever he is now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chaitanya. Now I would request Mr. Mohit Paul to speak for Aneep sir.
Thank you. It's been extremely hard and difficult to imagine that sir isn't there. My association with him started in the year 2002. It was supposed to be a 4-week assignment, but it continued for 13 years. And I just miss him every day. And I hope that I will always get a guru like him. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm breaking, but it's been extremely hard that sir isn't there. And wherever he is, I just wish that he's happy. Thank you.
Now I would request Rajiv Nayyar sir to speak for Aneep sir, if he's there.
Good evening, Mr. Singh and the other members of the executive committee of the Bar Association. Actually, Ryan described Tony very well. I just want to add a few things that my association with Aneep dates back to the Khaitan days when he and Beena used to sit out on the desks at one side and I used to sit on the desk on the other side. All three of us used to have lots of gossiping sessions, including having tea and snacks off and on. And there we developed the bond, which got extended to 5+1, that is 5 men and 1 girl, Beena. That extended to lunch groups, extended to families. And ultimately, the wives also became an integral part, coming to know each other. Ritu is very special. She shares a special bond with my wife. Aneep used to be interacting with me when I was a filing counsel because I used to send some work to him as an advocate on record. And they developed or continued our association. It's always very difficult for us to pull Aneep and Ritu out socially. But I think amongst all the friends, the only ones who are able to do so at times was us. We have to be very persistent with both of them, but ultimately they did once in a while interacted with us. It was actually very sad to see him suffer. That 1.5 years, it was very agonizing for all of us friends. Ryan and I used to exchange notes, Bina too at times, and we really were sad that he suffered. And ultimately, COVID took its toll. But I think in some sense, his death was inevitable the minute cancer was detected. It was only a matter of time. But like the family, we kept on assuring ourselves that maybe he'll pull out of it. But alas, it was not to be. We will always remember Tony very fondly as the man with a smile and the man with a golden heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajiv sir, for speaking your heart out. Now I would request Mr. P.V. Yogeshwaran sir to speak for M.A. Krishnamurthy sir.
Respected friends, Mr. M.A. Krishnamurthy is a man of ordinariness for the people of ordinary. He worked for the poor laborers for his entire legal careers. Whenever the case comes for laborers, he will be the first person to work for free of cost for the laborers. And he is the really inspiring personality for the young lawyers, particularly who are all from rural background from southern part of India. And he is a man of philosophy. He reads a lot of books. He reads Roman literature, Roman history, Greek philosophy. And in fact, he loved the death. Death is more friendly to him. He never regrets that he is going to die, because he is of the opinion death is not an end, but it is a completion of his life. He lived a wonderful life. He lived a complete life. He lived a content life. He is very, very happy man. He makes everyone happy. And we are all one among the person who are all happy with him. He never regret that he is going to die. He smiled and he lived his body very happily. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to pay the condolence to the departed soul. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would request Madam Anil Katiyar ma'am to speak for MP Shorewala sir. Is ma'am there?
Ma'am, please unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you can speak.
Good evening, everybody. For Mr. MP Shorewala, I would like to say a few words. Like, he was such a kind and cordial person, and we worked in the one chamber of Mr. Dhillon. We both were working very hard in his chamber, and we formed a company. Mr. Shorewala was such an intelligent person. He had a vast knowledge of literature and then Urdu and Urdu couplets. He used to crack so many jokes in the chamber. And my senior, when we were working hard, so then my senior used to appreciate him for his language and for his drafting. It's such a wonderful drafting, and he understood all issues in the case in such a manner. He used to present. His presentation was so good because he had vast knowledge of lower court practice, which I didn't have. So whenever I had any problem, I used to ask him, and he would tell me in such a manner that I was lacking in some lower court practice. I had never practiced there. So we both were very, very good friends. We developed, like when I appeared in IOR examination in 1984. So at that time, he used to visit that chamber of Mr. Maheshwari, senior advocate. So he asked me how you prepared the exam. So I just gave him my notes. To my utter surprise, he cleared the exam in one go without practicing even a single day in Supreme Court. He's such an intelligent person. So, and I'm really feel so good that I worked with him. I practiced with him before I moved to Central Agency, and later on he practiced in that chamber. So it was all sudden we heard the news, and it was very, very sad for everybody. And I'm extending my condolences to his family, his daughter, his son-in-law, and grandchildren, and praying peace for his departed soul. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anil ma'am. Now I would request Saloni Shorawala, daughter of MP Shorawala, to speak few words.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
You can speak.
Saloni Shorawala, daughter of late Sri MP Shorawala here. When I was born, my father brought up me like a princess, and he was very caring and loving father. He used to care me very much. He was very sincere to ask me. He used to love me. He was not only my father, but my teacher, my best friend, and my idol. I used to share my all feelings and thoughts with him, and he used to guide me always. He used to encourage me to get success in my life and achieve my goals. He was very friendly and jovial nature man. He was very sincere and hardworking man, and he used to work hard. And he was very sincere towards his family. And I wish that wherever he has gone, I can't reach there. But I wish that wherever he is, he must lead a very good life and very peaceful and joyful life. And I wish whenever I get God, he must become my father, and he is the best father in the whole world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saloni ma'am. Now I would request Mr. Amit Agrawal, son-in-law of MP Shorawala, sir, to speak few words, sir.
Sir, just wait, he has gone down the stairs. So should I call my daughter?
Yes, ma'am,
Amrita?
sure, for sure. Yes, ma'am. No problem. You can speak. Beta, you can speak.
Hello, I am Amrita Agrawal. Today I will tell about my nanny. He was a very good man, and he loved me a lot, and I miss him a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pita. Now I would request Mr. Vandit Mishra, son of late Anuradha Dubey Mishra, to speak few words.
Good evening, respected seniors, colleagues, and dear family members who have lost dear ones in these extremely difficult and trying times. How do I start with my mother, and what do I say about her? Whatever I say is less, and whatever I say will not be very precise because there's so much to share about her. And she was an extremely passionate person about everything. She had many talents. She was into gardening. She loved cycling. She loved nature. She was deeply involved in meditation, and she read a lot of religious texts. She was very spiritual, and there's a lot that I've learned from her. She inspired me to take this profession up, and she has been my mentor and guide. It's very hard at this stage to not break down and still talk about her. I just wish that wherever she is, she still, looks around us. I'll be a little selfish. And I just hope that she finds her God wherever she is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vandit sir. Now I would request any of our EC members who want to speak, any of the departed souls or any senior member. Now I would request Mr. Ardendu Moli Prasad, Honorary Secretary of SCBA, to speak few words for the departed souls.
Thank you, Prashant. Respected members of the bar and the family members, On behalf of the entire Bar Association, I condole the demise of our beloved members. Aneep sir, apart from being inside the courtroom, was a very frequent visitor of the cafeteria on the first floor. Krishnamurthy sir's son, KK, is a very, very dear friend of mine, and he's also a very regular practitioner and an advocate on the court of the Supreme Court. Shorawala sir, he witnessed my first day in the Supreme Court when Mr. late Ashok Srivastava, senior advocate, had gifted me the gown when I joined the bar. And Anuradha ma'am, as Vandit said, she was an excellent lady, and apart from being a great good lawyer, she was a very warm host, along with Ajay Mishra sir. On behalf of the bar, I condole their death, and I pray to God to grant them peace and strength to the family members. Now, if I have the permission of our president, Mr. Vikas Singh ji, we can close the program for today.
Yes, Ardhendu. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Our condolences to everyone.